Who is a great speaker? What does it take to become one? And how can you become a great public speaker? You'll get to know in this video. We often say, right? He's a natural speaker. Oh, look at her. She's a gifted speaker. Truly, I mean, the way he speaks naturally, it's beautiful. It seems as if words are flowing just like this. Oh, look at the way he connects. Beautiful. Oh, look at the energy. I wish I had the same energy. Why, God? Why wasn't I blessed with all these things? Well, if you say all these things, my dear friend, let me tell you, it is a myth that a person is a born speaker. We are all trained speakers. If you look at any great speaker on the stage or anywhere around you, and you're like, wow, that person has worked really hard on his skills, mind you. However, if you shake with nervousness at the thought of being on stage or have your cheeks red just thinking about delivering a presentation in a meeting, congratulations, my dear friend. You are a human. Yes, it's absolutely normal to worry about your performance when everyone is looking at you. I can say this with my experience. I mean, I was never this guy who used to go and speak on a stage or record videos like this. I was like, I cannot do this. But then with experience, with practice, with failures, with learnings, I was able to overcome my challenges. And here am I, sharing my voice with you. Yet, when great speakers impress us, we simply believe that they're born differently, they are special. They are not. Even you can be special, even you can be amazing. So let's understand who is a great speaker. I mean, how do we classify a speaker from a great speaker? You can speak, I can speak, that's okay. But then what differentiates someone who speaks really well? A great speaker is someone who is able to bring people together. It's a big thing. Bringing people together just by the way you speak. If you all remember, legendary Martin Luther is one such example. Remember his speech? I have a dream. That voice, those words. A great speaker is someone who is able to bring about a change. One more legend. Steve Jobs is one such example. Remember his speech where he talked about that iPhone will change the world. Just imagine how powerful the words are. I mean, it just changes the way you look at the world, you look at things. Words have the power to influence, to bring people together and bring that change. The power of words. So let's have a look at the clip of Martin Luther King and see the way he speaks. Observe his tonality, observe his command over his body language, observe the way he plays with his voice. Brilliant. And look at how audience is like stirred. Brilliant. Look at this one.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. Well,
look at this, the way Steve Jobs spoke. Steve Jobs, if you look at him, quite professional in the way, or quite simple in the way he dresses up, and the way he connects, the way he helps you see that big vision. What can happen? Possibility. A great speaker is someone who is able to bring about a change, and Steve Jobs is one such example. A great speaker is someone who is able to help and inspire people to achieve business and life goals. Yes or no? If we have someone who can help us become a better version, if we have someone who can help us go to the next level, be it in business or life, that person is indeed great. Legendary Tony Robbins is one such example. Remember his speech? Look at this one. You realize that how Tony talks to participants in training session and just connects with them beautifully. He is able to get into their head and fix things. Just imagine if he's able to rewire you, how powerful he would be as a speaker. Look at this video and you will realize what I'm talking about.
I mean techies, we're all techies, right? And it's pretty amazing. Can we have a hand for Mark for this creation he's done here called Dreamforce? It's truly amazing. And what touches me most about Mark is his commitment to really find a way to add value. We all know in this room, there's only one way you succeed long term. Anybody can get lucky, do something for a period of time, but real success in any measure whatsoever comes when you do more for others than anybody else. There's no other way to do it. You find a way to add more what? Value. And if we find the way to add more value, we can be superior in the marketplace, but we can also be superior in our own lives. We can enjoy our lives at a different level. We can have a different set of pride that isn't fake. It's not ego. Ego is when you try to make it better than it is and you know the truth.
Now that we know who is a great speaker, let's look at what it takes to become a great public speaker. You wish to know that what is it? What it takes to become a great public speaker, which even you can incorporate when you go on this path of becoming a great speaker. Number one, start strong. Start strong. Never start on a dull and boring note. You have to grab the attention as you open your speech. In my sessions, I generally start with a lot of energy and by welcoming the participants, the audience, with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. There's a lot of vibrance, there's a lot of dynamism involved, and the body language, the smile is all complimenting what I want to say. I would say something like this. Thank you so much for showing up in time. It's an absolute delight to be here this morning. That's my signature, where I normally, it might look otherwise. Are you genuinely happy? The fact is I'm genuinely happy. But in case initially you're not genuinely happy, try to think that yes, you are really happy. What happens is when people are on the stage, they think that, oh God, why am I here? They're looking at me and I'm not feeling comfortable. Just think for a while that the next few moments when you'll be sharing your message, you have this power to help so many people. Remember, just ask yourself, those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even like 1 hour of your speech, whatever's the time, you can change perspectives. You can help so many people find solutions in their life. That's how I look at it. That if I am helping anyone, be it students, be it professionals, be it a training in a college or training in a corporate world, I look at that, how can I help people become more productive? How can I help people become better communicators? So the purpose is very clear. And that will give you the sense of, yes, I'm contributing. And then you'll say, yes, thank you so much for joining in time. It's an absolute delight to be here this morning. You can try out variations for yourself, but that's how I do it. The second thing which great speakers follow is they talk with their body language. Yes, you talk with your body. Your stage presence can be felt by the way you use your hand gestures, facial expressions, and conduct your body while talking to body. Talking to people. Understand that when people are talking one-on-one or one-to-many, the expressions change. We are quite comfortable while talking to friends or family members, but the moment we are asked to speak in front of people, everything changes. And people can read that. Great speakers are able to use their hand gestures, their body language and expressions to complement what they want to say. You generally find me using my body language when I speak. I do use my hands, but not randomly. Even now also, you can see I do use my hand movements, my expressions. So start talking with your body. It is not just like you stand straight and without any expression and you just stare into the eyes of the other person. No! Smile more often and connect with people with your open body language. The third thing that you can do is remember that it's audience first. Always remember, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. When you are giving a presentation or talking to a group, remember that your intention is to serve, to educate, to empower. That's how I look at it. This is what I do. If any of my students, be it 7 years old or 70 years old, is watching this video, who's a part of my training program or has heard me speak on stage, can confirm that whenever I speak, my intention is to serve, to educate, to empower. I'm able to connect with my audience because I genuinely care for them. Even you can do the same. When you genuinely care for your audience, your choice of words, your tonality, the care, it will be shown. I mean, your gestures, the warmth, it will showcase. When people say, Divas, how do I get empathy? How do I bring in compassion? Genuinely care for the other person. You tell me, when you care for your child, when you care for your parents, automatically your language, your tonality, everything changes. On the other hand, you talk to people at your workplace, you just ridicule anyone. No. Intention is to serve, is to help, is to make things better. Not to criticize, not to just make fun of anyone. So whenever you speak, look at the great speakers. They're able to feel the pain of their participants. As a leader, you need to understand what your team is going through and accordingly help them. For this, you need to be balanced from here. If you lose your temperament quite easily, then nobody can save you. Nobody can save you. What next you can do? Use pauses. We often think a great speaker is someone who just speaks well. Well, a great speaker is not someone who goes on and on and on and on and on, but someone who knows when to take a pause. Pauses are powerful. Knowing them, when to use, make it even more powerful. Use that moment of silence to allow your listeners to absorb what you just said. Just take a pause, like right now, and let the audience absorb whatever has been said so far. Allow them to reflect on what they just heard. It is not about just flapping your mouth and blah, 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 blah. Doesn't work like that. Great speakers like Barack Obama use these pauses smartly. Do check out this clip. I'll play this for you. Barack Obama, brilliant speaker. Look at the way he will take a pause and wait for the response from the audience. He doesn't just go flapping his mouth down. He knows when he has to take a pause.
Helped Colombia and end Latin America's longest war. And we welcome a democratically elected leader of Myanmar to this assembly. Our assistance is helping people feed themselves, care for the sick, power communities across Africa, and promote models of development rather than dependence. And we have made international institutions like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund more representative, while establishing a framework to protect our planet from the ravages of climate change. This is important work. It has made a real difference in the lives of our people.
What more? Play with your voice. Your voice is a gift. That's how I look at it. I often get this concern by few of my students who are like professionals, maybe in their late 20s, late 30s, late 40s, 50s, across the range. And I found this one thing common. I don't have that kind of voice. My voice is not that deep. It is quite shrill. I'm a bit soft-spoken. I believe that your voice is a gift. Imagine a day without your voice. Imagine. You don't feel good about it, right? Imagine a day without your voice. Now, do you feel blessed that you have a voice? For someone like me, who could not even speak his name properly due to speech disability, I feel grateful that at least I have a voice. Imagine you don't have this voice. You can't speak. Even if you can use your gift, right? You can use your gift, your voice. Do not sound like a robot. Bring in rhythm. When you have this voice, let's improvise it. Let's train our voice. Do not sound like a robot. Hello everyone, my name is Divas, and today I'm going to talk about how to speak perfectly, how to sound like a great speaker. No, bring in some rhythm. Bring in some variation in your voice to keep your listeners engaged. Else, the robotic way will just simply lose everything. The attention will be gone. What more can you do? What more can you do? Any guesses? Being authentic. Being authentic is so important. Nobody likes someone who is fake, who's only talking about how great he or she is. If you really want to connect with your audience, then don't be like, I'm a Superman. No. Or I know it all attitude. No. Acknowledge your past failures, past mistakes. Share genuine stories from your life, what you did, what you learned, whatever it be. Authenticity is the key. You won't even realize that people will connect with you in such a beautiful way because you're authentic. Use humor. If you have ever listened to one of India's leading motivational speakers, Mr. Sandeep Maheshwari, you notice that he adds humor to his speech, and that makes him connect with the audience very well. Humor releases the tension in the room and makes learning a fun process. So crack jokes, use sarcasm to a limit so that it does not offend anyone. Small tip for you. How can you use humor? By saying something or doing something funny that audience is not expecting. Try this out. Right. What more? Being passionate. That's one thing I'll strongly advocate, that being passionate about your message. How deeply you feel about the topic on which you're about to speak will set you apart from the average speakers. Yes, you should know your content well. And more than that, you need to be passionate about the impact, the change that will come because of your message. Think about that. That one video, this one video, if it can help you, if it can help you gain confidence, if it can help you get a direction, if it can help you get started, boom, that's an impact. That's my purpose, that through this video, if you can improve, think about that impact, and that will make you passionate. It is not just about some motivational line. It is not about you just picked up few lines and just say it out. It's about how strongly you believe in your message. I simply love this man, Les Brown, a great speaker. And he had this speech where he says, "You ought to be hungry. You ought to be hungry, my dear friend." Brilliant. The passion, when you listen to him, you literally have those goosebumps that, hey, come on, I'm gonna just kill it all. That should be your energy level. That is bound to be there when you are passionate about what you're saying. Passion is contagious. People around you will be like, oh God, loved it. And that's your power. That's the power of a great speaker. Let me know if this video was able to help you in a way, get some direction, get some confidence, get some clarity, whatever it be. Let me know in the comment section. I'll pray for you that you become a confident speaker, a great public speaker. You have a voice. Share it with the world. On this note, stay awesome, stay productive.